beautiful people. I am Alex, the leader, and this is my beautiful wife.
Olajumoke.
And welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
Today we'll be talking about our childbirth story, and it will be a very interesting story. So I want you to put on your seatbelt, get a jotter, and jot things down so that you can think.
I don't know about the jotter, Sha. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about how our baby came today, and yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. Long video alert, but trust me, you want to be around for every bit.
And one thing I want to say is that I'm pretty gonna be sitting down here, keeping quiet.
Yep, sitting pretty.
I'm just here for moral support.
Yeah, came to ginger me. Let's go, girl.
Let's do this. We'll be talking practically all true.
Yeah.
So go get them, girl.
Why so serious? Alright, so yeah, so the pregnancy, before I go on, please just like the video now, please. And if you're not subscribed, hey Joe, please help us and subscribe, please. Thanks. Yeah, so the pregnancy was pretty easy from the get-go. So it was just, you know, like nothing much. It was just easy, you know, no stress and all. Then in my third trimester, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. So gestational diabetes is basically diabetes in pregnancy, like pregnancy-induced diabetes. Something about the placenta, the baby's placenta suppressing your insulin. So because of this, I had to go on a diet. I would probably do a video about that later and all, but yeah, so I had to go on a diet because of it. Now, because of the gestational diabetes as well, like minus the diet, I had to also check my sugars after every meal, and it was connected to the hospital. Like, so every figure I got, they saw it and they were monitoring me in the diabetic clinic at the hospital. Now, the second thing I had to also keep doing was I had to keep doing growth scans every 3 to 4 weeks, as opposed to maybe just one that was left for me. So I had to keep going for those growth scans. Now, the first one, after I had been diagnosed with gestational diabetes, I have to say that the main risk for GD, I'm going to be calling it GD now since you already know. So the main risk for GD is an overly big baby, or a baby that has high blood sugars, and also they had to keep monitoring like the baby size and make sure everything was fine. Now, the risk is a big baby. However, my baby was normal. So the first scan we did, my baby was in the 33rd percentile, so it was okay. I'm gonna put some pictures of my pregnancy. I carried pretty small, like I'm a slim person, so my pregnancy was.
So if I could jump in, for when you say percentile, I think they have like 100 children, right?
Yeah, yes.
So they compare with at that stage, at that time.
Yeah,
so
the same age as your gestational age as
so
your baby.
So they compare the children. So when she said 33rd percentile, it means our baby was bigger than 33 babies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, actually that sums it up.
Yeah.
But they start to worry if your baby is above 90 and below the 10th percentile. That's when they worry.
Yeah.
So in between that. So my baby was 33rd, everything is fine, you know, you're good. The next scan we went for, my baby was in the 23rd percentile. Like, so she had, you know, dropped. So I had to ask my midwives, like, is my baby growing? Because I mean, like, she was 33rd before, now she's 23rd, and they were like, oh no, the baby's still fine, you know, we're not worried, and your baby is growing. It's just, you know, it's a small baby. We don't expect you to, I mean, look at you, we don't expect you to have a baby. So it's fine. Now the last scan I did was when I was 37 weeks and 6 days. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, so it was a Monday. My baby came on Thursday, so this was Monday. Now we went to do that scan. We had our home visit because the midwives, like, from your 36 week, they come to the house. So we came to the house and we already had all these our birthing plans. So we're supposed to finalize our birth plans. Oh shit. We had already booked the pool because I always wanted a home birth from the get-go, and I wanted a water birth. That was actually my plan. So we're still talking about the pool. We looked at the house. Where are we going to set up the pool? You know, all of that. We talked about it, and they were like, well, because of the results that came back that day, because of course we had done the scan, and they came to me with my result and said, your baby is in the 15th percentile. Guys, as in, I know. Like from 23rd to 15th. And at that point, I'm like, 27 weeks and 6 days, 15th percentile. I'm like, okay, well, they were like, so the thing is that we're gonna need you to actually go to the hospital. We need to monitor your baby and let's just see what is really going on. Like, we're gonna do another ultrasound, but we also need to do like a non-stress test. Let's just see what's happening. And they were like, and at this point, like, we don't know whether you still be able to have that home birth anymore, because I mean, it depends on whatever the results at the hospital are, right? That's what's going to determine whether we're going to do the hospital or the home. So I felt really sad, and they were like, oh no, don't worry, like, you know, hopefully everything will be fine at the hospital and you can still get to have your home birth and all that stuff. And I was already telling them that day that I don't want to be pregnant for more than 38 weeks. I actually want my baby at 38 weeks. They were like, okay, so if anything even happens at the hospital that we need to induce you, you don't mind induction, right? I'm like, I don't mind induction because I want this baby out at 38 weeks, like, at all costs. Like, I'd always said that during the pregnancy, that I don't want to get to 40 weeks. What's the point? The baby has finished cooking. Anywho, so we had to, the hospital was supposed to call me back for an appointment on Wednesday. Right? So on Tuesday, I was 38 weeks. Wednesday, 38 weeks and 1 day. Now, Wednesday, I didn't hear anything from the hospital. So I had to call my midwives on Wednesday, like, I haven't gone to the hospital, I didn't hear anything back from them. They were like, oh, that I should just hang up, they would call me back. So they called me back after a couple of minutes and said that, you know, somebody mixed something up at the hospital, I shouldn't worry, and that they set up an appointment for me tomorrow, that's Thursday, at I think 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. It was early in the morning. 9, right? And they were like, no, it's just going to be like an hour, 30 minutes. We're going to do the scan for like 30 minutes, monitor you for an hour, and you'll be on your way home. So I already, because of my diet, I already had like my morning meal, and I was like, okay, I'd already calculated the time that, okay, I'm going to need to eat at this time, and I'll check my sugar. So everything was fine in the morning. I had gone. I expected I was going to get home at a certain time, just to keep my sugar levels balanced, right? So I got to the hospital. This was Thursday morning now. Now I got to the hospital on Thursday and I waited a bit. I did my scan first. I went straight to do the ultrasound. Then from ultrasound I went to L&D, that's the labor and delivery floor. And I was waiting at the hospital for my midwife. So they got there and they were like, alright, so they hooked me up. Now the non-stress test, they had hooked me up to those machines that they hook you up to the machine that counts it checks your contractions, one, and then secondly it checks your baby movement. Now they give you something to keep pressing, the non-stress test. Now that's what I'm talking about. So they give you something to keep pressing every time your baby moves, right? Now at this point they were just like, okay, so routine, yeah, at the hospital we're gonna have to check your high blood pressure. Guys, excuse me, we're gonna have to check your blood pressure, urine test, blood, you know, just normal stuff. Like, you've come to the hospital anyway, might as well. So they drew blood, I gave urine, then we're waiting for the ultrasound. So while we're waiting, I was just doing my midwives and they were like, how are you feeling and all that stuff, you know. I was like, oh, I'm feeling okay and all of that. So they just checked my blood pressure, and that was the beginning of, I think, their fear. So they checked my blood pressure, and normally my blood pressure had always been in the 120s. Actually, it was just always there, like from the beginning of my pregnancy. Now they checked it and it was like 140 over something. I can't remember the exact figure right now, but you know, the two of them exchanged a look and they were like, okay, your blood pressure is high now, and I don't get why, but you know what, Ola, we're just gonna check your blood pressure again. I said, okay. So they were like, you know, just try to relax. I relaxed. They checked the blood pressure again, and it was still the same thing. And they were like, okay, you know what, just hold on a sec, we're gonna go get all your tests. Like, so we're gonna ask them to speed up the blood, speed up the urine, let's just check it out. So the first thing after the blood pressure test, they went, then they came back and they were like, well, your urine test has come back and there's protein in your urine, so like, this is, you have preeclampsia. And I was just like, okay, like, how now? Preeclampsia is, so preeclampsia is high blood pressure in pregnancy. So I first started from diabetes in pregnancy to high blood pressure in pregnancy. And she was like, okay, this is really surprising because we literally saw you like 3 days ago and everything was fine. And you know, now at this point, and they were like, okay, let's get the ultrasound result. Just count and let's get the ultrasound and let's get the blood. So now we got the blood and the blood came back okay, but of course my blood sugar was very low, like it had tanked. And I'm like, yeah, because you know, I was supposed to go home and eat, and you guys have kept me here longer than you said I was good. So definitely my blood sugar was low, and they were like, okay, we need to actually boost this sugar now. So let's go get you a snack, let's go get you water, just relax. So they brought me my snack and they brought me water, and they also came back with my ultrasound result. And guess what?
And at this time, I was at work, and she was actually texting me, and so I was, just I was not even focused at work because I just wanted to get out of that place, and just be able to actually give her the support that she needed.
Yep.
So, but the good thing is that that's one thing about technology is the fact that you can actually communicate, and I think she was even sending me some pictures, so it was in real time. So it was good that I was kept up to speed with everything that was actually going on.
Because it was just coming like back to back. They've come back with the ultrasound. So now when they came back with the ultrasound result, my baby was in the 12th percentile. As in from 3 days ago to today. How managed? They were like, well, your baby is in the 12th percentile, you're already losing amniotic fluid, your placenta is mature, as in back to back. The placenta is mature, so it's not going to be supplying your baby what your baby needs anymore. So you know what, Ola, it's time to get this baby out. Now at that point, so my midwives now said, so they were like, and then we can't care for you anymore. Right? So now midwives only care for low risk pregnancies, right? They can't care for high risk pregnancies. Once your pregnancy is high risk, you can't be in their care anymore. So they were like, right now we need to transfer care to an OB. You need to see the doctor now. At this point, guys, I was like, wow, this is a lot. And they were like, how are you feeling? Do you need us to hold your hand? I was like, yes, please hold my hand. So they held my hand, and they were like, the fact that we're transferring care to the doctor, we're still going to be there at your birth, but we just can't deliver your baby for you, right? But we're going to be there holding your hand all through all of it, and and I was like, okay. So they were like, oh, let's go get you the doctor. I said, yes, please, plus I need some time. Like, I need some time alone. And they were like, sure, take all the time you need. So when they left, guys, so my supernatural handbirth book, supernatural childbirth prayer book, I brought out the book on my phone and I started praying. Because at that point, I was like, wow, like, this can't happen right now. Because I'm just like, okay, God, I know you did not bring me this far into the pregnancy to let me down now. Because I just remembered that when I got the gestational diabetes diagnosis, I was kind of worried because you can either be diet controlled or they have to escalate it and start to give you insulin for it. And they also need to transfer your care to an OB. I did not want to be transferred to an OB because that would mean hospital birth. I still wanted to have my baby at home. And I also did not want to be I hate needles. So I also did not want to be injecting myself with insulin as well. So I prayed about it and it turned out it was diet controlled. So anyways, back to where I was. Now, I started to pray about it. Now I remember the prayer says that, so when you're praying for the delivery, you're praying that, okay, God, at the right time, like the prayer just says, at the right time, my baby, you talk to all the parts of your body. You say, my baby, start heading to the birth canal. My cervix, open up, like dilate. So it tells your body what to do. Cervix, open up. So you're speaking to all the parts of your body. And now the most important thing is at the right time. But when I started getting everything and they had already said this baby needs to come out now, I said, right now, my cervix starts to dilate, contraction. Oh yeah, so I started talking to my body, I started praying, I was speaking in tongues, because I was scared, like you guys, I was afraid, and at that point, so after the whole prayers and everything, the midwives came back, the doctor came in. Now the doctor was like, I'm sure they brought you up to speed about the things that are happening, the mature placenta, the baby's not going to be getting anything anymore, so let's just bring this baby out and everything. And your midwives had told me that you had said in one of your visits that you didn't mind an induction, so that's probably what we're going to end up doing. It's time. I was like, yeah, I don't mind. They were like, if not for the way everything was, we'll probably have tried to keep you until 39 weeks, but let's just do this now. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for it. They were like, so the doctor was like, so I need you to know this, that you're a first time mom, you're 38 weeks gestation. I was 38 weeks and 2 days that day. You're 38 weeks gestation. So I'm going to check your cervix now and see, but I don't expect your cervix to be open at all, and I don't even expect it to have softened. because you're a first time mom and you're just 38 weeks, so this is normal, but I'm still going to check it. We're going to see. But if you are dilated at least 4 centimeters, we're just going to start the induction. But if you're not, we're going to give you a gel. So we're going to give you a gel, and we had already planned the schedule for the gel. Actually, he said, no. So he examined me. So at that point, my midwife held my hand again. He examined me and so on. He was like, just like I said, your cervix are not open at all. You're not dilated at all. And I think he kind of described something about, it's this high and it needs to get down like here, but you're somewhere here. So you're still pretty far. So, we need to let the cervix soften and all of that. He explained everything, and I was like, okay. So he was like, so we're going to give you the first gel now. We're going to observe you for an hour. Then you're going to go home. You're going to come back by 6 p.m. because this was still morning. You're going to come back by 6 p.m. We're going to give you the next gel. You're going to go back home, sleep, come back 6 a.m. the next morning. Give you the last gel. Then I was supposed to come back 6 p.m. the next night. So 6 p.m. on Friday night, and we'll start the induction. They were going to start with the oxytocin and all that. So that was the plan. We planned everything right there and then. I got the first gel right there and then, laid down for an hour. Now while I was lying down, the midwives were like, okay, so let's talk about everything. What is your fear of the induction? Let's go through everything together. So I told them that my main fear of induction is the whole, when they're forcing your body to do something your body is not ready to do, with the whole oxytocin. It can make apart from labor coming down hard and fast, it can also stress you, stress the baby, and then next thing, emergency C-section. And please, this is somebody that wanted a home birth, as in the last thing I want is to be in hospital or even do a C-section, like deal breaker for me. So they were like, okay, you know what, yes, you are right, and it can actually get there, but that most times that they find out that the statistics have shown that mothers that prepare for a C-section, they don't take it as hard as people that it just suddenly happens. So they were like, let's talk about it now. What are your fears of the C-section? I said, the healing time is long. I don't want to have an incision on my stomach. Vanity. I don't want, I just told them everything, and they were like, oh no, don't worry about it. If it's about the healing, you said your partner was going to take parental leave. That don't worry about the healing. It's just going to take some time, obviously, but you'll still be able to care for your baby. Because I'm like, they say you shouldn't carry more than 5 pounds. All of that stuff. They were like, we talked about it, and I was calm, and they were like, let's just hope it doesn't get there. I'm like, yes, let's hope it doesn't get there. Anyway, so after the 1 hour rest, they stayed with me all through. They were like, when I come back in the evening, I should let them know. Then they'll come back Friday evening with me to do the induction, and we'll all go through it together. I was like, fine. So at that point now, when they were doing the non-stress test for the baby was moving a lot. Whenever any nurse came, they were like, wow, that's a happy baby. The baby was really moving. Now, they had asked me, are you feeling any contractions? I was like, no, I'm not. And I was like, I wasn't feeling any of the things they expected me to be feeling. Like when they checked my blood pressure and saw how high it was, they were asking me, do you have a headache? No, I don't. Are you sure you don't have a headache? I'm pretty sure I don't have a headache. Do you feel any pain here? I'm like, no, I don't. They were like, okay. Anyways, they were asking about the contractions. Can you feel anything? I was like, no. But they were like, you are having contractions. And this was even before the gel. And I was like, well, I can't feel anything. And they were like, do you know what you're feeling for? I'm like, yes, I do. Because we had said earlier that my husband and I were always going to the gym, right? And whenever I walk too fast or run too fast on the treadmill, I used to have Braxton Hicks contractions. So I explained that to him. I'm like, okay, you know it, but are you feeling any of that? I was like, I don't feel anything right now. They were like, all right. So they released me after. Now you guys, I came home tired. Of course, my blood sugar had tanked. I was really hungry, but I was so tired. I came home around 2 o'clock. I was really hungry, but I was too tired to cook anything. So I already told my husband that, please, when you come home, you would make food for me. And of course, being on a diet, I did not have anything that I could quickly use to bring my sugar levels up. So all I could do was eat an orange and avocado. Like, it was full diet house. So I peeled avocado, ate it. I think I peeled it while I was sitting. I ate the orange, and I was just waiting. I was watching Homeland. I was waiting for my husband to come home now. So while I was waiting, I think around 3 o'clock, I started to feel contractions. Like, I now started to actually feel those contractions that they were telling me they were seeing on the monitor. So at that point, I remember it was around 3 because my pastor had called me to ask me, because I told her the day before that I was going to the hospital that morning. So she asked, how did he go at the hospital and all of that? And I was like, oh, he went okay, and I'm home. And she was telling me, you're gonna need to be strong now. I was like, yeah, she really gingered me. And after that call, I started to feel contractions. I was like, well, I'm feeling contractions now. So I went to a baby center because I said I'd use baby center. So I went to the contraction counter. I tried to use it, but it was just coming and going. I was still trying to watch some TV. Then my husband came home, and I was telling my husband that I started to feel contractions. This gel that they gave me, And then I was like, I'm hungry. I still haven't eaten. So he was, okay, what do you want to eat? Let me just quickly fry plantain for you. There was beans, so he warmed up the beans and he started to feed me. Now, because I was having these contractions, I'll be eating, right? So when the food is coming out, contraction, I'm like, there's a contraction right now. Like, let's wait. Whew, and he'll be telling me, power through, girl. Now, sweet mouth. He was gingering me, like, power through, just breathe through it. I'll breathe. Then after I pass, I'm like, it has passed, please feed me again. So I continued eating my beans and plantain. So later on, I don't know, so I was like, I think I need to use the toilet, right? So I got up. Now, I remember that there was this time where it was really, I think it was getting like closer, right? And I was telling him, I said, and these people want me to come back, take another gel and come home and sleep. Please, how on earth am I supposed to sleep? I'm like, once I get back to that hospital to have this baby, like when I go back Friday evening, I said, I don't want to hear anything. They should just give me the epidural. That's what I was telling my husband. He was like, no, now you don't need epidural. We've talked about this. Be strong. Like, don't worry. Like, you can power through this. You can do it, Jumoke. And I believed him, actually. Like, when he said, I was like, I can do it for real. I was like, I want to use the bathroom. He was like, okay, you want to use the bathroom? Do you want me to come with you? I was like, yes, please follow me. So he followed me. So I sat on the toilet now. And we started gisting and laughing. Whenever there's no contraction, I'm like, we'll laugh about something. Then the contraction, I'm like, one is coming, it's like, okay, just, breathe through, power through. I'm like, yeah. So at some point, I think you left me then, right? Because I'm like, you should go get something to eat or something. So I was sitting on the toilet.
No, I think he said I should call your midwives.
Yes. So I told him, please call my midwives. Why? Because I lost my mucus plug. Like, I saw it coming down. I think you were the one that saw it. He saw it and said, I can see like blood coming. Like, that's my mucus plug. I was like, I've lost my mucus plug. Okay. You were still there. Yeah, you were still there. Then suddenly I started feeling something push against me, like while I was sitting in the toilet. I said I ran out of the toilet. Like, I jumped up immediately because it was odd because the only way I can describe the feeling is, when you want to take a poop, right? You sit down and you push out your poop. Imagine your poop pushing against you when you're not ready. That was exactly how I felt. So I had to jump up and I'm like, oh my God. I ran to the kitchen because he was in the kitchen at that point in time. When I was about 34 weeks, they had given me something to put on my fridge door, like, see, if anything happens, call this number. It already had all the information. So if you're calling 911, just say all these things on this yellow sheet. So I told him to quickly run to the fridge and just call the number there, like the pager number, like, I can feel something pushing against me. And then he was like, okay, let's quickly call them. So he called my midwives, right? Now I was in the kitchen with him and he was talking to them. Now they'll ask you all the routine questions. How far apart are your contractions? How many minutes are they lasting? So he was still the one talking to them and saying, babe. At that point I was just like, man, as in, please don't ask me all these things. So she was like, put her on the phone. So he put the phone on speaker. So I was like, hello, Michelle. And then she was like, Ola, how are you feeling? I'm like, like, I can feel that this baby is coming. And then she was like, okay, I was just asking your husband. And she was very calm. You can imagine, she was very calm. She was like, I was just asking you how far apart are the contractions. I said, I don't know anything right now. All I know is that this baby is coming now. This baby is coming. I'm like, guys, I was losing it. And then, so at that point, Alex was like, what should we do now? Because obviously, we don't know like what's gonna happen or whatever. Next thing, my water broke. So immediately my water broke. I was still on the phone. We were still on the phone with Michelle when my water broke. And I'm like, my water has broken. And she was like, you need to hang up right now and call 911 now. I remember then, well, I was still contemplating, okay, let's call the midwives or whatever. Okay, but while we're calling them, we don't know whether they'll get here on time. Should we dress up and go to the hospital? the reason why we did not go to the hospital since, because at one point I had told my husband, I told him, I said, baby, let's go to the hospital.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why I hesitated was the fact that they told us to come 8 p.m.
Yeah,
Alright.
okay.
So I didn't want to not go now.
You're
And
not
then
saying
as we go back home, it didn't just. It didn't make sense to me.
even
So
me
that's
too,
why-
I didn't, because I had gone to the hospital that day in -9 degrees. It was really cold. I had walked there because mentioned earlier the hospital wasn't far. I had walked in -9 degrees and I did not want to enter that cold back again for them to tell me to go back home. So
Exactly.
that was why we hesitated to go to the hospital. But of course, by the time we realized it was kind of late, so she was like, hang up right now, call 911. Now we called 911. Now they were asking the same questions about the contraction, and I was like, my water is broken. Like at this point, I just zoned out of the call. I just zoned out because I couldn't even close my legs anymore at this point. Like my legs were open and shaking because I was still trying to hold my body. And guys, like, in fact, my body is even shaking right now, like thinking about it. So at that point in time, I just opened my legs and my legs were open. I just put my hand there. I just felt my baby's head. Like I felt the soft part of the baby's head, and I'm like, yep, it's time. So I knelt down. So now I went on all fours, and Holy Spirit, thank you, because we read a lot, we watched a lot, but it's a different thing to remember these things. Because trust me, from when I started feeling baby push against me in the toilet, I forgot everything. Like, and all those plenty questions, I did not remember anything. But for some reason, I just remembered. Like, Holy Spirit really brought to my remembrance about don't push when you're not supposed to push when your baby is crowning, actually, because that's what makes you really tear like really badly. But the urge to push is so strong. But I just remembered, and I remembered pant through. So I was just panting and rocking, right? Because I was on all fours, so panting, rocking. So at this point, my husband was still on the phone with them, and at that point, I think, of course, because of the questions we were asking him, he bent down.
So I remember when I bent down like this. I saw the head like this. I was like, Jesus. I started screaming.
My husband lost it. Now he's a very cool, calm, collected person. I've never seen him panic before, ever. But he lost it that day. He started shouting at them.
I can see the head.
I can see the head. I can see the baby's head. I can see the baby's head.
Yeah, it was so funny, man.
So guys, I felt that one contraction, I pushed, baby's head came out. The second contraction again that just came, and I just pushed, and the baby's body slid out. Like she just slid out like that. Now the thing is, because he was already bent, looking at the head and in shock, he caught that baby. Otherwise, she would have landed on the cold, hard kitchen floor. Like so, as I just pushed that baby, he just caught the baby, and he was shouting at them, "The baby is out! The baby is out!" My husband started speaking in tongues because we were lost. Like we had no idea what to do. Like the baby is out. I'd always picture that moment where I had my home birth, my midwife to give me the baby, and I'll cry when I see my baby, like, oh my baby, and cry like, oh, so it was you that was kicking in my belly. Guys, we didn't have that moment. We were panicking. We were just like, oh my god, the baby is out. Like, oh, what should we do? What should we do? So he was telling them on the phone. They were like, they were all calm. Like, okay, so what did you have? He was like, it's a baby girl. Congratulations. I'm like, guys, you need to speed up. I'm like, please help us. Like, help us. They were like, they're on their way, just calm down. Okay, we're gonna need you to calm down. Can you get a warm towel to wrap the baby in, or a warm blanket? Now, because we wanted a home birth, we already had the home birthing things in the sitting room. Like, they were already there. I hadn't birthed the placenta. The baby was still connected to the cord, obviously. So what we did was, he was holding the baby, of course, because he caught her. That's how we got up. The placenta still in me, my husband holding the baby, walking behind me, and that was how we carried ourselves, like all bloody around the house to get the towel. We picked up the towel, wrapped her up in the towel. Now, because of course, immediately she came out, she screamed and cried and all that. So my husband was holding her. So I think the moment she felt his warmth and all, she stopped crying. That's how my husband started shaking this baby, like, baby, are you still there? Because he wasn't hearing her cry anymore. So they were not asking him on the phone too, like, is she breathing? And I was like, baby, she's fine. Like, because I had looked back and I'm like, she's breathing, like, she's fine. And my husband had panicked me, guys. It was really funny. So they actually came after 6 minutes. That was when they got there. Now, at that point, of course, we were in the house, we were locked in, right? So my husband had to pass the baby back to me, like from under. So I held her. Then he went to the door, opened the door for them, and they just came in. Of course, we couldn't do that newborn test that they do after the first minute and the fifth minute because they came after 6 minutes. So immediately they collected the baby, and they started to check the baby's vitals and all of that. 3 minutes after, like following closely, my midwife just came, like they just burst in. Oh my God, Ola! Like the first thing they said is, "Oh my God, Ola, you went and had this baby without us." I'm like, well, we all laughed and all of that, and they were like, "Wow, this is really amazing." So they were talking, and we had discussed earlier because they had asked me, "Do you want to wait for your body to birth the placenta, or do you want oxytocin?" I'm like, please, I want oxytocin at that home visit. So they injected my thigh immediately. They were like, "Okay, Ola, we're gonna need you to give us one more push." I just pushed again, and the placenta came out, and that was it. So it was actually on this chair. We pulled out the couch, like they stitched me here. I had 3 tears. They were first degree tears.
While I was doing skin to skin.
Yeah, he was doing skin to skin with he got to have those moments with her. First.
Funny enough, I think me and you were arguing that, oh, why did I panic or something?
Yeah.
There's
because he lost it.
Yeah, because 2 different things of seeing it, right, and feeling it. You feel it is a bit painful, but when you're seeing it, it's different. Like you're wondering how can the head just come out like that, So I really lost it. I remember when I was doing shot, I was talking to the 911 and operator, and I think I was just screaming, "Help! Help!" My worry accent came, "Help! Help! Help!" So I remember they said that. Okay, what's your address? I was just saying nonsense.
He gave them the wrong address. I was even confused. I was one that asked them that, "Baby, that's the wrong address." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Like I just wanted to just get here as fast as because first time parent, first time everything. So it was actually scary for both of us, but
super happy though because I got to have my home birth. Yeah. Only that, you guys, we plan to film that home birth for YouTube because we had always planned to start our channel. We plan to film we're already saying we're going to set up the camera here. Yeah. I'm going to labor in the hallway. And you film me while I'm laboring. And
we actually wanted one of our friends to actually come.
Yeah, one of our friends is supposed to come and help us with birth. So we won't film for us, like just in case I needed my husband to help, guys. None, nothing. None of it happened. Like,
hey, what can we do?
But overall, I just want to say, like, it was amazing. Like, God really came through. As in, because everything that could go wrong went wrong that morning. Yeah. Now, I started feeling contractions or went into like active labor around like 3, right? That was when I didn't feel any contraction until past 3, and our baby came at 4:55. Exactly 4:55. So it was actually less than 2 hours that it took. So it was fast. It was amazing. Like we give God all the glory.
Yeah,
God, it happened like everything we wanted. Wanted our baby at 38 weeks. Wanted the baby to labor to be fast. Wanted to have the baby at home. God just orchestrated everything. When it looked so bleak that morning, like, and I'll say that, God, I know you did not let me down, and really he didn't let me down, but it looked like everything was I was gonna end up in the hospital, and none of that happened. And that was how we didn't need to go to the hospital. In fact, I didn't need to go to the hospital until like 6 weeks, but that was for something different. Entirely different that I'll talk about. But yeah, it was amazing.
It was an amazing experience.
It was a supernatural birth, like just like the book that we read. It was supernatural, and it was amazing.
And I remember when I was trying to do a birth certificate, I had to ask the midwives that, so who gave birth to the child? Because I think I'm the doctor.
Dr. Alex. My husband started claiming doctor. Why? Because he caught baby.
Doctor, engineer, Alex, the leader.
So guys, that's our birth story. Thank you so much for listening to it. Thank you for sticking it through to the end of this video.
Any person watching to this point, you are the MVP.
Yep, the realist.
Like, share, comment.
Yep. Please like, share, comment. Until we see you again in our next video. Have a fantastic week. Bye.
Peace out.
Our baby girl is here. We had our home. As you can see, the house is in complete chaos. And look at Dada.
Dada and baby. Dada, say hi. Your leg is blocking. I cannot see the baby.